Good evening, everyone. Yesterday I finished the parasha, Korach, so it's on the website already. You can see that lecture from Brooklyn. Today I want to speak about few questions in halakha. Few questions in halakha. Many times we have this dilemma: when do we have to run to a doctor? When do we have to run to a doctor? If a person has headache, usually it's more common by the wives, because generally, there's always an exception to the rule, women are more paranoid than men when it comes to the children's health. Usually this is the way it goes in a house. The kid has a little fever, the wife is already on a nuclear alert. So the husband said, forget about it, there's no big deal. Give him some syrup and it will be fine. But she can rest. Doctor, this, which doctor can see her right now? Maybe you have a substitute, this, that. She'll get it done somehow. And then usually when she comes back from the doctor, she says, how you always know that it's nothing? It's wasted all day. The question is, who's right, the wife or the husband?
Wow.
Yes, both.
Maybe Hashem wants for every little pain to run to the doctor. Or maybe Hashem hates when we go to the doctor. I'm going to read you the words of the Ramban, but don't jump to conclusion yet. The Ramban say, Alicha lerofim, walking to doctors, yesh ba chisaron be'emunah be'Hashem. It's an indication that you don't have enough faith in Hashem. Oh, the Gemara, it says, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, when he saw that the Romans occupied Yerushalayim for 3 years, they around Yerushalayim, a sage. Nobody can come in, nobody can go out for 3 years. In less than 3 weeks, it's 17 B'Tammuz already, because of that. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, after 3 years, he had a plan to get out of Yerushalayim. He pretended that he's dead. They put like a dead rat on his bed. They covered him. His student took him out. He had a nephew that was the head of the gangster of Yerushalayim. Abba Sikra, his name was. So he told him, listen, you helped me out. You're my nephew. At least let your uncle go and speak to the Caesar, to the Roman Caesar. So he said to him, you know, no one will let you out because the gangster of the Jews, they make an internal sage. From the outside is the Romans, from the inside of the wall, the Jews, the gangster, don't let anyone goes out to surrender. So we'll die and we won't surrender to them. So it's been going on for 3 years, and 3 millionaires are feeding the whole Yerushalayim for 3 years with all their wealth. So he said to him, okay, you want to go out? Let me give you an advice. Put a dead rat, pretend you're dead, make everyone cry for you, make it real. Everyone knows the chief rabbi of Israel passed away. And then when they bring you to the gate, I will let you out. They think it's a body, because funerals they did not do in Yerushalayim. They did it out of Yerushalayim. Why? Because it was Bet HaMikdash, the holy temple. You don't bury bodies in Yerushalayim because the Kohanim walks in Yerushalayim. Shouldn't be grave, they all become impure. So it's against the law to bury in Yerushalayim. So everyone who dies, they have to take them out of Yerushalayim, out of the wall. So even the gangster allow it. Bodies they allow to take out. But that's it. So he said, pretend you're dead. They'll take you out. No problem. So when he went out, he went to meet with the Caesar. And he said to him, Shalom Adoni HaMelech. Hello, Your Majesty. So the Caesar told him, now you have to die twice. Once that you called me the king and I'm only a local Caesar. The king is in Rome. And the second reason is, if I'm a king in your eye, why you made me sit here and wait for you 3 years? Don't you think it's rude? 3 years I'm waiting for you to come to surrender. You only showed up now? So he told him, I couldn't come. They don't let us out. Okay, now he said to him, and I'm sure that you're going to be the next king. So he said to him, how do you know I'm a king? So he said to him, because Hashem doesn't let his children fall in the hand of loser. Only somebody really serious, hero. So if you're the one who come to fight against the Yerushalayim and to destroy the house of Hashem, you have to be somebody really serious. So I know you're going to be the next king. As they speak, a messenger came from Rome and he say, congratulations, you were chosen to be the new king of Rome. The king died. So he saw Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai is not just another rabbi, somebody very special. So he said to him, I'm impressed. Then he was wearing his shoes. One shoe went in, the other shoe did not go in. He tried to put the shoe, the second shoe doesn't fit. So how can it be? Every day I wear the shoes. One shoe went okay and the other one doesn't. So he told him, if you want the other shoe to go in, look at the face of a soldier that you hate here, and the shoe will go in. So he told him, what's the connection? A soldier that I hate to the shoes. So he said to him, the Torah says, Shmu'a tova tedashen garem. When a person hear good news, his body, his bones expand a little bit from the greatness of the news. Now you want it to shrink back, look at someone you hate, it goes right back. So as he brought a soldier, he said, come, stand here, I want to look at your face. He looked at his face, and the shoe went in. Now he was really impressed. So he told him, since you brought me such good news, ask me anything you want. Before I leave, I'll fulfill your request. So he told him, instead of telling him, don't destroy Bet HaMikdash, he knew he's not going to listen. The only reason they're waiting here 3 years is for that. Now because of that, you tell him not to destroy Bet HaMikdash. You know it's not realistic. So he said, you know what? In Hebrew we have a say, tafasta merube lo tafasta. You go for 100%, you're left with 0. Go for 70%, you catch something. Better one bird in the hand than 2 on a tree. So he said, if I'll go for Bet HaMikdash, he may tell me, no, I'm sorry, I can't, goodbye. And then I left with nothing. So he said to him, okay, I have a few little favors I need from you. Don't touch the family of Rabban Gamliel, my friends. He didn't know that Rabban Gamliel, the Mashiach, comes from this family. It's the family of David HaMelech. So he didn't know. So the Roman Caesar said, oh, your friends? Okay, no, Rabban Gamliel. Write it down. We don't kill this family. Okay, what next? He said, there's yeshiva in Yavne. Don't touch them. There was a Sanhedrin. They moved to Yavne, not in Yerushalayim. Don't touch this yeshiva. Okay, no problem. One yeshiva will keep. And he said to him, there's a rabbi here, his name is Rabbi Tzadok. For 3 years he's fasting. His stomach became like a piece of paper. That's it, he can't eat anymore. He's about to die any day. Please make your doctor cure him. They have good doctors. He said, let your doctor cure Rabbi Tzadok. Now who is talking here? The chief rabbi of Israel, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, that was a student of Hillel HaZaken. Hillel HaZaken, the Gemara say, he had 80 students. The biggest one is Rabbi Yonatan ben Uziel. When he was learning Torah, the birds are burning above his head. That's how holy he was. And the smallest out of all 80, the Gemara say, Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai, which he is now the president of Israel in the time of the destruction of the Second Temple. And the Gemara describe him. He knows the language of the angels. He knows the language of the animals. He knows the language of the trees. He knows so many things. This is Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. And he said to the Goyim, to the Romans, use your doctor to cure Rabbi Tzadok. After that, you need to ask if you're allowed to go to doctors or not. So how the Ramban, which was a legend 800 years ago, Rabbi Moshe ben Nachman, he was a big Mekubal, one of the most important commentators on the Chumash, on the Torah. The Ramban doesn't know it. Of course he knows it. I know it. You know it. Ramban doesn't know it. He knows it. He knows this Gemara. He read it probably 50,000 times. So how the Ramban say if you go to a doctor, it's a lack of faith in Hashem?
Depends. There are cases probably. When you can't go,
you have to see. Everything in the Torah, you have to go to the root of the thing. Then you also know the Torah say, the Pasuk say, Verapo Yerapeh. The Torah say, Verapo Yerapeh. So the Gemara say, Mikan shemutar larofim lerapot. From here we learn, the Gemara say, that the doctors has permission from Hashem to cure the patients. So I may ask, what do you need a cure to, why do you need permission to cure a person? The Gemara, the Torah already said, Lo ta'amod al dam recha. If you see a Jew is about to die, you have to give your life to save him. Everything you can, to risk. You know, to go, you know, doctors in a time of war. If a soldier is under fire and he got a bullet, they risk their life to save him. Even though it's not an obligation, by the way. If a soldier, one soldier got hit, and all his friends are in the other side, and where he got hit is a dangerous area. So if the commander said to one of the soldiers, Itzik, go and get him, both of you, Itzik and Moshe, go get him here, that the doctors will take care of him, because it's bullets all over, they shoot. They're allowed to say, I'm sorry, I don't want to risk my life for him. Say, but he's going to die. He has 5-10 minutes, he'll lose all his blood. So are you allowed to risk your life to save a person that is going to die soon?
no.
So the question is, are you allowed? The answer is yes, you're allowed. Are you obligated? No, you don't have to. What happens if it's a little risk? 1 to 1,000. 1 to 1,000 chance. You obligated or not? It's called sakana she'ena metzuya. Im the sakana metzuya, if it's a danger that is high possibility that to get hurt, then you're not obligated. And if he died, you're not a murderer. But what if it was a very rare chance to get hit? And you still did not want to do it. Are you obligated to save him or not? Sakana she'ena metzuya, yes. Why? Because sakana she'ena metzuya you have when you cross the street today. You cross Queens Boulevard, it's also danger. You get on a plane, there's also danger. Everything you do is danger. So also here you have a danger. What happens if you have to sacrifice one organ of your body to save his life? There was a case like this in the last Lebanon war. One soldier, Hananel his name, he was in a combat in Lebanon, and his friend in front of him, one of the soldiers got a bullet. So he was in critical condition in a field in Lebanon. They called up a helicopter. But now he knew that if he has to press with his finger, that he won't lose the blood. So as long as his finger holding the blood inside the body, he won't die. He can give him 2-3 more hours to live, because he's pressing very hard. He doesn't let the blood come out of the vein there. So the helicopter came after 20 minutes. So obviously they have to take him also in the helicopter, because if he's going to live now, it will explode 1 liter of blood in 1 second. So he cannot pick up his finger until they get to the hospital. So he went with him to the hospital. And the entire time, his finger became blue already. You know how it is, like you're dying from pain. And fly to Haifa, from Lebanon to Haifa. And 20 minutes until he came, and another 30-40 minutes until they arrived to Haifa. It's almost an hour. He's holding the pressure of the blood like this. So in the end they got to the hospital. They got the soldier in, So he stayed outside. He was a religious soldier, this Hananel. So he was standing outside reading Tehillim. So when the family of the soldier got a call to come to the hospital, so they came, they saw a religious soldier reading Tehillim, but their mind was first to see what's with their son. They didn't even speak to him. So they went inside, and by then he had to go. This Hananel had to go. He got a call that he has to go, so he left. So the family, they came out to thank him, and wasn't there anymore. It happened a few years ago in Israel, this story. So they looked around, all the hospital, they're going crazy, he's not there. How are we going to know? We don't know his name. Now we only knew. So what happened is that their son knew that the name of the soldier is Hananel, and they knew he's from Kiryat Malachi. Kiryat Malachi, it's Los Angeles of Israel. Kiryat, yeah. Malachi, Malach, angels. Kiryat, Los Angeles is Kiryat Malachi. Yeah, with a little difference. They don't have $30 million houses on Malibu Beach on the mountain over there in Kiryat Malachi. Fine. So anyway, so they knew it's from Kiryat Malachi. So what happened is the parents decided, because they were so anxious to find the person who saved their son's life, to put in Kiryat Malachi, in all the groceries, to put a sign by the window. Our son got saved by a soldier named Hananel on this date in Lebanon war. If you know who is the soldier, please call this number. So it was there for a few weeks, the note by the window. After a few weeks, the mother of the Hananel came to that grocery. She looks in the thing, she said, wow, I remember my son told me that he saved someone with his finger, and they flew in a helicopter. She remembered that story, and it's exactly like in a note. So she said to the owner of the grocery, you know these people? He said, yeah, they came here, they asked if I know anyone. I didn't know it's your son, wow. So she called them up. She called that number. So they said, don't go, wait half an hour, we come here, we want to meet with you. So they came. Guess what they found out? 20 years ago, from the day they met, 20 years ago, the mother of the soldier who got wounded convinced the mother of this soldier, Hananel, not to make an abortion. She begged her not to make an abortion. And the baby that was born saved her son. That's the story that happened in the last war in Lebanon. Whatever you do for others, you always do for yourself. Why I told you all of a sudden this story? Because the question that he asked, the rabbi, after this case, if Hananel had to risk his finger, because there was a chance that they will have to chop off his finger in the end, because blood doesn't go in because of the pressure, according to the Torah, did he have to sacrifice his thumb to save the life of him or no?
Not obligation. It's not obligation.
I'm going to give you a hint, but sometimes my hints are confusing on purpose. To give a kidney to save a life of a Jew, it's big mitzvah, no? So to give your finger to save a life of a Jew, what's more important, a finger or a kidney? Kidney. So it's needless to say that you can give a finger, right? You agree, David? I see you suspecting I'm tricking you. No, Rabbi. Next time come with the other hat. With this hat your brain is not sharp. No? נו, אז הוא חייב או לא חייב? You just said לא חייב. I tricked you. This hat is better than the other one. No. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to give any organ of his body if it's not replaceable. Kidney, you can live with one. Or can always, if you have problem, you can always get another kidney in the future. First you save life, One day if you need, somebody will save your life. There is a solution. But if you lose your finger, that's it. There's nothing you can do. It would be very nice of you to do it, and you get a huge reward for it, but to come and hold you guilty, that you don't want to risk one of your organs to save a life of another person, nobody can. So we go back to what we started. The Ramban say, if you go to a doctor, it's lack of emunah, lack of faith. But the Torah say, the Pasuk Rapo Yerapeh is teaching us that Hashem gave permission to the doctors to cure the person. And I ask, what do you need permission? You learn it, milot ha'amod al dam recha. Person is in danger, you have to do anything you can help him. Why you need a Pasuk to teach you? You're allowed to use doctors. Because you may say, doctor, when someone get hurt or sick, he has to say, the people can say, don't touch him, let him die. Why? That's what Hashem wants. Hashem send him cancer. He wants him dead. Who are we to interfere with God's plan? Hashem wants him dead. We should leave him alone. Why you interfere? You try to take it out. If Hashem wanted, he didn't kill him. If Hashem send him this disease, he wants him dead. And if Hashem doesn't want him dead, 15% of the people make it. Hashem will cure him. It's not our job to cure him. It's not our problem. Hashem wants him dead. Hashem said, no, not true. Not everyone I send a sickness to, I want him dead. Sometimes it's for pure suffering. I want him to go through the chemo 6 months. I want him to get this suffering and I clean all his sins. But I didn't have a plan for him to die. And another patient, yes, his time arrived. Or another patient, his life is hanging. Hashem say, if he's going to make real tshuva, I'll save him. If not, that's it. It's a decree. So we don't know. Maybe Hashem wants him dead. Maybe Hashem wants him alive. Maybe Hashem is testing. We as people have to do everything we can to cure the people. So going back to the Ramban, what did the Ramban meant? If you go to a doctor, you have lack of emunah. The opposite. If you don't go to a doctor, you're a criminal. That's the halacha, by the way. If you need to go to a doctor and you say, no, whatever happened, happened. If Hashem wants to save me, he'll save me. If not, then a person can die, and he comes in front of Hashem, and Hashem say to him, why didn't you go to the doctor? So he say to Hashem, it's your fault. I trusted you. Didn't you say if someone have confidence in you, you save him? I trusted you, and I didn't want to go to the doctor. So Hashem say, I send you the doctor to save you. What do you want me, to come from the Shamayim and cure you myself? I have a lot of messengers. The doctor is one of my messengers. It's like a guy was on a boat. The boat is drowning. So they send helicopters with ladders. Everyone is escaping. So he's standing over there reading Tehillim. Say, Moshe, jump! Shh, don't bother me now. Ashrei yoshev betecha. So they say, listen, there's another 30 seconds, the boat will sink. Jump! No. If Hashem wants me, he'll save me. Then he drowned, he comes in front of Hashem. You embarrassed me in front of everyone. He said, Hashem, why you did this to me? It's not fair. I trusted you so much. Hashem say, you fool, who do you think sent you that helicopter? But it could be the other way around. A guy is running to a meeting. He says, Hashem, I have to be in a meeting at 9 o'clock. Otherwise, these people get very angry. The deal is off. Find me parking. You find me parking, I'll never miss another day of my life of tefillin. So a minute later he finds parking. He said, it's okay, Hashem, I managed on my own. We all like this. Before the problem, if Hashem will save me, I'll be a better person. Soon as the problem is over, he forgot Bechlal he promised. One father, his son came to him and said, Abba, I want to go away for 3 weeks. So I need $10,000 for the trip. So he said to him, $10,000? He said, yeah, you know, the flight, the hotel, my friends, this. So the father said, what's in it for me? So the son said, I don't know, what do you want? He said, I want you to put tefillin every day. To start putting tefillin. So he's thinking, he said, okay, deal. So the father said, okay, listen, here is $500 now. Call me after a week when you be over there. Call me after a week. If you tell me that you put tefillin every day, I will wire the money, send you the money with the Western Union. You'll have it in an hour. The money is ready, relax. So I say, yeah, deal, father? He said, what, I'm going to send you without money? Telling you, I'm going to send you the money, relax. After a week, he called up his son. He said, you putting tefillin every day, son? He said, every day, Abba. You sending the money? He said, yes, tomorrow I'll send the money. The next day, no, you send the money tomorrow. No, tomorrow, 2 weeks already. You sure you're putting tefillin? He said, you know, you're lying to me. You send me over here, I ran out of money, I need the money, I borrow from everyone. So he said to him, you're not lying to me, you're putting tefillin every day. He said, what do you think, I'm going to lie to you? Sure. So he said to him, you fool, the money is in the case of the tefillin, right here inside. When you left the house, I put the $10,000 inside, you liar. He calls him didn't even open the tefillin. When we were kids, we used to go to the grandma. You're putting tefillin every day? Sure, grandma. And thinking in the closet. I put the tefillin in the closet. Yeah. So the Ramban meant like this. In the old days, 800 years ago, medicine was different than today. Today, everything is surgeries, that, cameras. It's much more advanced. The internal medicine, they go into the body, replacing organs, all kinds of implants, valves. You can even replace the heart today. There's a lot of things that obviously they couldn't do in the old days. The old days, they had different kind of wisdom in medicine. You didn't need to go inside the body so much. By the symptom of the patients, they can tell what kind of sickness he has. And giving him natural medicine that usually used to cure the people without the things that we need today. Today you need a lot of things. It's different kind of medicine today. However, they didn't have the ability of doing certain things that we can do today. Even though you can challenge what I say from David HaMelech, King David. He made surgeries to his soldiers. He was cutting in their feet, making cuts with razor, and eliminating the nerve system in their feet. That in a war, they don't have shoes. You know, they're running, the shoes wearing out, so they have to run barefoot. They run on woods, on thorns. It's not like today, you have beautiful roads. It was a different kind of war. You run in a forest, in a desert. So their feet are bleeding, their feet are scratched, their feet are with all kinds of thorns inside, they don't feel anything. Later, they take care of their feet because he was eliminating the nerve system. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think there's a doctor who can perform such a surgery today in the world. Also, David HaMelech used to make surgeries to his soldiers and took away their splint. Splint in Hebrew, it's called tchol. Tchol. Nobody knows in the world today how to make this surgery. To take the tchol out, the splint. What's the benefit of taking the splint out of the body of a soldier? Who knows? Why David HaMelech take a part from someone's body? Obviously, it helps something, no? You can run forever. Run, 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 run. You run, you don't suffer. It doesn't affect you. It's not good, of course. In the long run, it can kill you. But in a war, you have this ability that the splint, when taken out, it makes the ability of the soldiers to run better and faster and stronger. Also, they used to do surgeries, liposuction. Take out fat from bodies. Today, in modern medicine, if I know correctly, it's not more than 50 years since they started the surgery. 30, 40 years, 20 years, I don't know exactly. But when I was a kid, nobody heard about it. Today, it's more common. But did you know that it's a surgery with some life risk in it? Some people died in the middle. Even though it doesn't sound like such a complicated surgery, they have like a little straw with suction. They pick up the hair, the skin, and they go and they suck the fat, and slowly, slowly you see fat goes into the body. Doesn't look like such a sophisticated surgery, but apparently people die in it sometimes. So it is a dangerous surgery. But in the old days, they made it. Who? Chazal, the rabbis. Who was the first liposuction surgery in the Talmud? Rabbi Elazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, was very, very heavy. Very heavy. And they made the surgery, and they took 2 buckets of fat from his body in the month of Tammuz. Now we're in Tammuz. June, July. But not Tammuz of New York, 63 degrees. Tammuz of Israel, 110, 120, 90% humidity. Over there. The Gemara says was standing for the whole month of Tammuz outside with pieces of meat, pieces of the flesh, and it did not smell. And the worms and nothing touched it. That's how holy he was. So he said, he was holding his belly, heavy belly. And he said, make a party, my belly, my fat. Even you, Baruch Hashem, is holy. Not the soul only. He was the son of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. He was learning with him 12 years in a cave. So the Gemara said the Chachamim, the rabbis, they made him lie on a piece of marble. Why the Gemara say marble? Marble is the material that it's the easiest to sterilize it. From all surface, marble, you clean it good, no germs on it. For surgery is the best thing. Should know that. And they took from his body 2 buckets of fat. I was in LA, next to me was a plastic surgeon. We became friendly. I always, when I meet somebody interesting, I always like to get some information out of him about something I don't know. So I told him, what's the maximum amount of pounds that you can get out of a person's belly? So he told me 6 to 8 pounds, that's it. I told him, if somebody has like 40 pounds in his stomach, can only take 6 to 8 pounds, you hardly see the difference. So yeah, there's limitations, not that much you can do. But Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, 2 buckets of fat is much more than 6 or 8 pounds. So they were very sophisticated. So they had knowledge in medicine, obviously. Rabbi, somebody made him a paste, special paste from plants. He couldn't see. He was 120 years old when he passed away. He didn't have glasses. So he told him, before you go to sleep, put it in the back of your head, where we put the tefillin in the back, the daled. Smear it in the back. In the morning, you open up your eyes, it penetrates through the head, and cure the eyes overnight. You don't need $3,000 for laser surgery. Cure the eyes. Anyway, the Ramban said, medicine that it's been proven to work, you know it's working. You give this medicine, the person gets rid of his problem. Allergy, this is the medicine. It's going. It's gone. Surgery, you have to remove a kidney. Today we know it. You know the kidney has cancer. What's the solution? There's only one solution. You remove the kidney, you save his life. You leave it, it spreads to the body, it kills him. Yes, you can treat it with chemo, but chemo not always work. By the time you treat it, it can spread to other parts of the body. It's a high risk to die. What's the easy way? Remove a kidney. Before it spreads. You remove it, that's it. It's like it never happened. So if a person doesn't do it, he's a criminal. However, there is medicine that has never been proven. They think it's helping, but nobody ever proved that it is. Since they don't have any proof that they can cure you, it's just a theory, you better trust Hashem, not trust them. They can prove, you don't know what Hashem is planning for you. It's a 50-50 chance. Maybe Hashem will cure me, maybe not. I have to beg Him. Why should I beg Him if I can beg Hashem? Anyway, He doesn't know for sure if He has the answer to my problem. So when there's no answer, even my friend, the doctor, always tell me, Sometimes the patients come, he give me a few symptoms. I don't really know what he has. I say, try this, try that. One of them works. Sometimes we will never know what he had. We'll never know. But we know that we got rid of it. That's it. We need to know exactly what it is. Now I want to ask you a question. A person that is used to go to, he has a doctor for years. That's his doctor. And the doctor is good. He treat him good. He always took care of him. Now he wants to replace the doctor. Not because the doctor messed up. No. Because he wants to move to a different doctor. Ask him why. He said, I don't know. I want to try something new. Is he allowed according to the Torah or no?
No. Why not?
Let's first hear why yes. Why yes? Why taking a doctor that took care of you 10 years and put him in a garbage and go to another doctor for no reason? Why?
It's not up to the doctor. His well-being is not up to the doctor, after all.
Well, if it's not up to the doctor, what's the point of changing doctors?
Yeah, they're not one who does it.
Huh?
He wants to see if another doctor knows something else that his doctor doesn't.
No, but it's not that the other doctor didn't know the answer to his problem. All the years, whenever he had a problem, he always was good. He's a good doctor.
Trust to the doctor.
Different HMO.
HMO. I don't know what. I heard on the news HMO. I don't know what it is. Anyway, listen good.
No copay.
No, we're not talking when the new doctor is cheaper. Then obviously has a reason. If the new doctor is better, more professional, better equipment, better location, less traveling, better air condition, you have a reason. We're talking here, there's no reason. Nothing. He's good, he's good. He can be in the same clinic. Like barbers. You come to a barber, that's one of the most embarrassing moments. That's why I never go to barbers. There's always like 2 or 3 barbers, and you like one of them. But then the other one that you don't like is available. So I say to you, come. So are you allowed to tell him, no, I'm waiting for him? Or this is like spilling his blood in front of the rest of the customers? You don't have anything against him. But it's like telling him, listen, you're not a good barber. I want to cut my hair over here. Right? It's needless to say, you have to say no problem and smile to him and then cry by the mirror later.
The problem is my brother became old. He used to come there and it's like this. He said, what do you? I said, how much it costs? $20? Take. I go to him.
Still not solving the problem. You give him $20 and say, here, you got your money, don't worry, but I want him. It's still insulting him.
What if there are no customers? You're the only one.
It's okay.
What if you're the only one?
You're the only one. You're still hurting his feeling. Now, if it's a surgeon, you have 2 surgeons. One he has great reputation, one has a butcher reputation. You don't think about his feelings. You think about your life. But a barber, what can go wrong? So Christine won't like you for a week. What can go wrong? You have to be sensitive to people's feeling. Anyway, so now the question is, you're allowed to replace doctors, but it's a very not recommended thing to do. Why? Akarat hatov. You have to be grateful. Someone that was good to you over the years, have no reason to leave him. Why are you leaving him? It's not fair. But nobody can hold you not to leave. If you say, okay, I'm tired of him, I want to go to somebody else, nobody can stop you. Now what happens if you have yeshiva in the city and one of the rabbis who work in yeshiva wants to open another yeshiva not far away? So the old yeshiva comes and they say, hey, my friend, you can't do it. You want to open yeshiva, go to a different town or to the other side of town. Why you want to open 5 minutes walk from us another yeshiva? You want to hurt the existing yeshiva? And he say to them, I don't care what you say, I'm opening up the yeshiva. So they say, okay, we take you to court, Jewish court. And you are the 3 judges. What would you rule?
Open it, why not?
He's allowed to open, or it's not fair? He makes machloket. Just yesterday we learned about machloket. Korach.
Well, it's not like a business, right?
Yeshiva, it's very good business.
But it's learning.
It's business.
It's supposed to be L'Shem Shamayim, right?
It's also mitzvah, but it's business.
Not allowed.
The rabbis don't agree, the ones from this yeshiva. They don't want another competition.
It's up to them.
It hurts business.
It's up to them. It's up to decision.
So is he doing something fair or not? The Torah says he's allowed to open. Why? Because Hashem is interested that there will be many yeshivot. Why?
Spread the truth.
The more competition there is
The better quality.
in the industry, in a certain industry, it lifts up the quality of the industry. If there's only one company who sells hummus, whatever they sell you have to take. If there's 50 different ones, they all have to be good and fresh. Why? If not, business is going down. Same thing, everything else. You have only one barber in the whole town. There's nothing. Somebody open up. Oh, now he has to be a little bit better. Otherwise, he loses customers. Mechanic, everything the same. So in Torah, it's needless to say. In Torah, Hashem wants more yeshivot. The yeshivot should fight. Who is going to learn? Who's going to teach Torah better? That's called Yagdil Hashem Chafetz Leman Tzidko. Yagdil Torah ve'yadir. Hashem is interested to praise His righteousness, His Torah. That's why He's interested that the name of the Torah will be famous and spread, etc. From here we learn about doctors. Torah, it's a cure for the soul. Doctors are cure for the body. So the cure for the body also needs to have competition. If you have a better dentist, everyone will go to him. So the other one has to improve himself. The other one gets better equipment, better X-ray machines, better all kinds of things, better service, better office, and service is better over there. So the other one that cannot stay 40 years behind him. He has to improve his place, otherwise he's out of business. It's very good. Also the prices are going down. In Israel today officially, they open the sky to competition to El Al. Until now, El Al controlled the sky of the Holy Land. Even though they mechalel Shabbat, they claim that they don't, but they are. They walk on the planes on Shabbat. They do other things on Shabbat. They don't fly on Shabbat, but they do everything else on Shabbat, which is just as bad. So today they open up the sky, which means many, many airlines now will start flying to Israel. Now I heard already one company announce from Europe to Israel, 50 euro.
Yeah.
That means finally in the summer we don't have to pay $2,000 to go to Israel for 2 weeks. Maybe Air Georgia will give it for $300. I don't know, Air Poland, all this, Air Luxembourg, whatever, Air Monaco, Air Mustafa, whatever, you know. So you may say, wait a minute, but it's not safe. El Al, it's safe. Between you and I. Why El Al is safer? All the airlines are more or less the same safety. Safety is in the airport. When do you hear that all these American air companies, they have more problem? If any, El Al crashed in Holland into a building. The plane of El Al crashed into a building in Holland. You remember that or no? 15, 20 years ago? Huh? Doesn't matter. We got lucky there was only 3 people on a plane. It could have been 500 people. Cargo. Hashem made a nest that finally one plane has to crash. It was a plane with 3 people on it.
But it killed the people in the building.
It killed all the goyim over there in Holland. Poor people. Person sit, watch something in his plane, in a television. A plane comes to his living room. Think about it. Also, they claim that this plane had lots of chemical on it. The cargo was all kinds of chemicals that it poisoned the area. Who knows? So now let's go back to what we ask. If a person wants to open right next to it, no problem. They can't stop him. But if it's a different business, not doctors and not Torah, grocery next door he wants to open.
No, that's not nice.
So the Beit Din has to convince him not to do so. Say, don't do it. Go to a different place, far away. What happens if it's a person from out of town who wants to come open in our town a business? He's not paying tax here in New York. He came from Florida and he wants to open in town. His taxes are not. It's a corporation from Florida. He wants to open here competition to one of the local citizens. The Beit Din let him do it or not? Huh? They don't let him. They stop him. Why? You're not a local resident of the place. The people of the place have priority. But if it's somebody from the place, he can open, but they tell him, listen, don't open right next door. The same thing, someone catch fish, you don't put your net right next to him. Go, the ocean is wide. Why you come next to me? Over here, I'm trying to catch some fish. Go 500 yards away, catch over there. Makes sense, no? Now I want to ask you another question. A person has a growth in his neck, cancer. They have to remove it by surgery. The doctors give him two options. One option will eliminate his power of speech. He won't be able to talk anymore. That's it. It blocks his mouth. Second, they go into the pipe where the food goes into the stomach. What's the name of it in English?
Esophagus.
Esophagus?
Yeah.
So it ruins the esophagus. Which way a person should go with? Is it better to lose his voice or to hurt the ability to eat?
First one?
What's better to do? Better to lose his voice? Why?
For wife.
I can't talk Lashon Hara.
Not speak is good.
Oh,
Just the word.
what did you say in the back? I didn't hear. Less Lashon Hara, so you and him agree. Okay. All right, let's say it's not speaking Lashon Hara. He's saying more Torah than Lashon Hara. Obviously, it's a misfortunate situation. They have to make a decision according to the Torah. They asked this question, Rav Shach. What's the answer? He has to keep his voice. Why? He will eat with the tube. But why? Because the Torah say that a person became a person after the soul entered the body. Vayhi Adam lenefesh chaya. When the soul entered Adam's body, he started to talk. So the Torah shebe'al peh, the oral Torah saying, Ruach memalela, a spirit who talks and has de'ah, has wisdom. That's what the person is all about. That's what makes us higher than the animals. That we can talk, we have intelligence, we can communicate, and we have wisdom. And then we are able to talk, to learn, to say, to speak, to express ourselves. So if a person loses it, there are few kind of people that once they lose one of their senses, they consider dead. One is blind. Even though blind people, you know, today their life is easier than what used to be 500 years ago, because there's all kinds of things. Today they have dogs, they have braille writing, there's all kinds of things that perhaps they didn't have many years ago. 500 years ago, a blind person lived in such total darkness, no way to survive. Today you see them walking in Manhattan with a stick. They have confidence, they go to places. I even met in a Marine Park in Flatbush on Shabbat when I was there a month ago, less than a month ago. I saw on the street a frum, blind person, walk on Shabbat with a stick, and I moved out of his way, and the person was walking with me. He said, can you believe he's a big lawyer, this one? So I said to him, how did he become a lawyer? He said, yeah, lawyer, he makes money, he's in a firm, he works, he makes a lot of money. I'm still wondering how he became a lawyer. I mean, there's so much to learn. He said today, it's all with voice. There's ways to teach. They basically can learn whatever they want almost.
יש בארץ עיוור, אלוף הארץ בספורט של נכים, משחק גולף.
A blind person playing golf. Well, that's no surprise because I always claim golf, it's only for the status, for the show. He pretends he plays. So Rav Shach say, better to keep the voice. So if a person is blind, problem. Deaf. The Gemara say, if you make a person deaf, lo alenu, you have to pay him like you killed him. Meshalem kulo. Why? He's disconnected from the world. Deaf people are also mute. Why? Because they never hear the sound of words. It's very difficult for them to pronounce words because they never heard how they sound. Someone that heard and became deaf, it's no problem. He can still continue to talk. Why? Because he learned before he became deaf. But if he was born deaf, it's very difficult to teach him. That's why some of the deaf people, they speak, it is very hard to understand what they say. Because they never heard the sound. They can read lips, but they don't know what to read. If a person heard at one point in his life, and now he became deaf, he can read people's lips. Because he knows when a person opens up his mouth, it's ah. And when he does all kinds of things, he knows that some of the words come from his throat, so he can guess 90% of what he say. But if he never heard, he can never learn what the mouth is saying, because he doesn't have an idea. So three things are critical: deaf, blind, and mute. If a person doesn't have hands, it's also a problem. Can put tefillin, cannot write, but he can function. You see, hear, okay. If a person can smell, okay, he can smell, but you can still live. So you won't be a great chef. The people who can smell, they don't have taste, you know. You know it or no? I'll tell you something. One time I had guests in my house, Sukkot 16 years ago. So we sit in a sukkah in the deck, and one guy told me, if I close your eyes with a handkerchief and I close your nose, on the table you have Coca-Cola, Sprite, orange soda, ginger ale, and seltzer. 5 different drinks, or 4. He said to me, if I close your eyes and close your nose, and I let you drink any one of these cups, you won't know the difference. They all taste to you the same. So I say to him, how can it be? I'm going to get confused between orange soda to seltzer? Come on. I say, you want to see? I say, yeah, I want to see. Close my eyes, close my nose. I couldn't tell the difference. I'm telling you from experience. You can try. Here, it's in front of the camera. Try it. When you have guests in your house a lot, then you learn always interesting things. One time I had 3 guys from yeshiva came to me. I don't even remember who, we're talking 18 years ago. So they say to me, all the energy that we have comes from the brain. We know it from the Torah. Do you want to see how we pick you up on a chair with our little fingers like this to the sky, to the ceiling? 3 guys. I'm sitting on a heavy chair. They want to pick me up with 6 fingers, like this. I say, how can you pick me up like this? Not exactly skinny, you know. I say, no, it doesn't matter how much you weigh. Before the liposuction, after, no nafkamina. So I say, I want to see. Say, come, bring your chair to the middle of the living room. We put the chair. So they say to me, listen, we will circle you 7 rounds. We will say, it's all in Hebrew, אנחנו חזקים ואתה חלש. We are strong and you are weak. And you have to say, I am weak and you are strong. We go 7 times like this. It's not an Ashkenazi wedding, relax. And then we go another circle, 7 to the other side. So all together, 7, then they turn around, 7 to the other side. They constantly, they walk around me and they say, we are strong and you are weak. And I'm saying, I'm weak and you are strong. After 14 rounds, in 1 second, one guy from my right, one from the left, and one from the back. One put his finger under my knees, and the other one in the other side, and under my arm, underarm. 2 of them like this, and the other one from the back. In a second, they picked me up. I feel my head is touching the ceiling. They're holding me like this. Heavy weight with the chair. No weight. They don't feel any weight. Like this, empty. How is it possible? It's something that affects the brain. I don't know how to explain it. Try it. I'm telling you that's what happened.
Mind over matter. Mind over matter.
You know, there's adrenaline that they saw in Israel. A car almost hit a person. The car stopped, but the wheel went on someone's feet. It was a lady. And she picked up the car and took her feet off by herself. Get 15 ladies now, try to pick up one car. The adrenaline that came to her from the fear made her able to pick up the wheel. But over here is no, I don't think it was adrenaline. None of them were under pressure. They're all very happy after good shulent, Shabbos morning, you know. I don't know. One more thing. Does a person has to be a professional doctor to cure patients? According to the Torah? I'm not asking according to the laws of United States and Israel. I'm asking according to the Torah. If I want to open a clinic in my house and I say that I know how to cure, how do you know? I learn in Google.
That's right.
I read a lot of books. Chazon Ish knew brain surgery, never went to medical school. One time the doctors were about to operate one way, and the Chazon Ish said you have to do it in the other way, and they were shocked. Rafirer is in medicine all his life, so that's a different story. We're talking now someone who doesn't have reputation of an expert. Me, someone like me, say, okay, don't go to doctors. Come to me, I'll do the surgery for 5,000. And you don't have to prepare a will, don't worry. So, what?
Murder, 100%.
Murder?
Murder, yeah.
He say murder, what do you say? So let's say he came to me and I cured him.
By chance.
I cured him. And I didn't tell him I'm not a doctor. One day, see me on the news. They take me and say, oh, look at him. He claims he's a doctor. Got arrested. So he said, oh, he charged me $5,000 for the surgery. So now he's sued. He wants the $5,000 back, so he takes me to Beit Din. So I came to Beit Din. 3 rabbis have to decide if I have to give him back the $5,000 or not. What would you rule?
Someone has to examine you in order to give you a license.
Now, it was proven that I'm not a doctor. I operate on the guy, and the surgery is successful. That's it. And he got cured, but now he claimed that I misled him. He was ona'ah, deceiving. I wasn't a doctor. If he knew I'm not a doctor, he would never agree to pay me $5,000. That's what he claimed. That's why he wants the $5,000 back. What do you say?
Your favor. It's your favor. You save his life. That's it.
You agree? Or I have to give him back the money?
No refund.
No refund?
No refund.
Oh, it's deceiving. Wait a second.
Honestly, you said
He could have gone to another doctor. He was licensed one.
So the answer is no refund. But why? Because the judges would ask him, Mr. X, when you were told you have to pay $5,000 to cure you from the problem you had, So they told you have to be operated on, and then they clean whatever you have. And it was done. If you knew before the surgery that this is the person who can make the operation, and he would tell you, I'm not a doctor, but it's guaranteed. If there was a way for you to know that not a doctor would perform the surgery, but guaranteed to be cured, would you care that he's a doctor or not? Of course you wouldn't care. You want to pay $5,000 to get cured. That's all. And you paid and you got cured. Now it gets better. What happens if the doctor, a real doctor, say to the patients, your father, your brother, your husband, whatever, has to take medication. It's very important for his health, but he doesn't want to take. Are you allowed to put it in his food or in his drink without him knowing, or it's against the Torah?
No. No.
Against the Torah, you're allowed.
No.
לפני עיוור לא תיתן לו שור. You're going to cure him, you're allowed.
No, you're not. You know now.
Is it like that?
If he would know, he would get angry at you. Why? You would say, I'm trying to help you out. You're a fool. I'm trying to save you from your stupidity. So he would say, it's not your decision, my health level. I don't want to be cured. I'm okay with the way I am. I don't want this medicine. I don't want to spend the money. They slow me down. You know, it's very common with manic depression patients, bipolar. They need to take their medication, but they hate it very much because it slows their head, slows them. It makes them very, very heavy and tired. So they hate it. So every once in a while, something happens to them that they think they can manage without the medication. But it's different kinds of level of bipolar. Not every bipolar is the same level. But I knew a guy, I spoke 20 minutes on the phone to his doctor. He taught me a lot about it. Every 3 months, he used to get arrested. The police come, they put handcuffs on him, they take him to Jamaica here. It's a psychiatric hospital. They lock him in a jail there. It's a jail. They take away his shoelaces, his belt, everything. For 3 weeks, he's there under heavy drugs and shots. He's like, mamash, you could look at him, he breaks your heart. And then after 3 weeks, they balance the chemical in his brain, and he goes out, and slowly, slowly comes back. So I spoke to his doctor once. So the doctor told me the sad part is that if he only took his medication, he will never have to be hospitalized. So I told him, but why is stopping all the time? He told me, because it's not pleasant. It's heavy. It makes them feel they don't like it. They hate it. So they always think, I'm okay, I'm going to manage this time without it. And they're not. It happens again. Until one time he drove the car. I don't know if he was in Queens or in Manhattan. He went on red lights. He went 100 miles in a local area. He started to hit cars, police chasing him, everything. Finally, they got the sechel to take away his license and took away his car. But this is it. So the question now, can we, first of all, as society, as a judge, he comes to me to the court here in Queens Boulevard, as a goy judge, can the judge force him to take his medicine and tell him, if you don't take the medicine, I'll put you in jail? Or he said to the judge, I have the right on my body, you won't decide what goes into my body or not. It's my private territory. Same thing, you can't tell me what to do with the chandelier in my living room, even if you're the President of the United States. You cannot control my personal life. I don't want to take this medication.
It depends on others, right? He's not taking medicine. It depends on others.
So the judge would say, I don't care about your personal health. You can die as far as I'm concerned. But I care about the public. And you jeopardize the public, so if you don't want to take medication, we'll execute you. You're shora muad. You're a danger. So, go back to my question. What do you think in this case will happen?
Yes.
Huh?
In this case,
You're allowed to put in medicine in someone's food when he refused to take it?
Yes.
Now we're talking not when he risks the public. Not when he risks the public. If he risks the public, of course. But it's not, it doesn't risk the public. It's his heart medicine. So his wife wants to put it in.
So you won't die.
Yes, so he won't die, so he won't get a... Is lowering the risk of heart attack.
It's not his life.
The answer is yes. You're allowed. Next question. If you're a doctor in a hospital and they ask you to try a medicine on your 20 patients that under your control, you make experiments with this medicine and you decided that it's a very productive medicine. So you wrote them in a letter that their medicine is in a very high rate of success. So everything was kosher. You tested it, fine. They didn't offer you bribe, nothing. Because usually it's not like that. Usually there's always all kinds of hints and suggestion. If you approve this, you'll be a rich man. We'll take care of you. You never have to pay again for a flight. They have all kinds of things like this. They give the doctor a push, incentive. Of course, if the medicine doesn't help at all, no doctor will take the risk. But if the guideline of the hospital that it has to help 70% of the patients and up, and it was 65, he'll let it go. Why? They're offering him a few $1,000s every week here and there, right? Now we are talking about a case they didn't offer him anything. He approved the medicine, and a month later they send him a nice gift. 2 tickets to Palm Beach, first class, hotel, golf, whatever, $10,000 package. He did not approve the medicine based on any bribe. He approved it legally, according to the law. It was a good medicine. So now the medicine company, out of appreciation, even though he only did his job, but out of appreciation, they send him a gift. According to the Torah, is he allowed to receive the gift or not? Because remember, this gift is not going to affect his decision. The decision was made before he knew he's going to get a gift.
What about next time?
Why did the Torah say, don't receive bribe? The Torah said, don't receive bribe, because you twist the justice, and Hashem hates it. Now it doesn't affect the justice. Is this permitted to get the gift or no?
Expect next time. No.
Yes or no? The answer is, no, no one would know. Just you and them.
The next time he'll be influenced.
Very good. It's called shochad meuchar. Not permitted. Why? On the next decision, is already in their pocket. Why do you think they're sending you a $10,000 package to Florida?
Exactly.
They already have another medicine on it that is not as good as this one. This one, they were sure that it gets approved. Next one already is baloney, you know, placebo. So they know on the next one, you're already in their pocket. Now I have a question. If you, a doctor or police investigator, and you're questioning a patient or a suspect, the Torah says, midvar sheker tirchak, stay away from lies. It's not allowed to lie. Are you allowed to lie to the patient to get out information out of him? Or allowed to lie to the suspect, make up lies, threatening him, say that we already know this and this about you, we found you do a DNA in a crime scene, all kinds of things like this to get him to admit that he's the murderer or whatever the case is, or the robber. So according to the Torah, not according to the rules of the FBI and New York police, according to the Torah, are you allowed to receive admission based on lies? By the way, I think according to the law of the United States, it's also not permitted.
It's not permitted.
You see how I fooled you? Why do you think I say also? Because I knew that's going to be your conclusion. According to the Torah, it's perfectly allowed. Why?
Because if he didn't do it, he's never going to admit it. He didn't do it.
Which case?
If it's a murder,
Why is it?
You can't put yourself in danger. Put yourself in danger.
Because he's a danger to the public. Criminal, when there is a potential life risk to others, you're allowed to lie to save life of other people. You're allowed to lie to put him where he belongs. One homeless asked a question, sometimes I lie and I pretend that I have a heart attack. And I call an ambulance and they come pick me up from the park where I sleep. He's a homeless. And at least when it's very cold or when it's very hot, I get a nice bed in air condition or with heat. They give me food in a hospital. They take care of me for a day or two. And then they send me back and I go back to the street. So he asked, is he stealing by doing it or not?
Yes.
If he call an ambulance and he pretend he's sick and he gets 2 days to sleep in a good bed.
Yes, because
No, because you're paying to go to the
He's a
hospital.
homeless.
nobody takes the time
Taking
the
care of a
ambulance to take
potential
treat
sick
afterwards.
person. That's what it is.
stealing from taxes.
Like if you call an ambulance for no reason,
I don't think this is still in the
you know what I mean?
No, what do you say?
Yes.
No,
You can't do it.
Your insurance pays
No, you can't do it.
Not allowed to do it. Stealing, deceiving, ona'ah. Ona'ah. You know, 2 patients were in a room in a hospital. One was by the window, and one was inside. Who knows this story? Four people? Okay, we can say it. So the 2 patients in the hospital, one by the window keep telling the one inside, wow, such a beautiful lake. What a nice park. Such cute kids coming every day to play here. You should see what beautiful birds are passing by now. Wow, there's a cop on a horse. Wow, how fast the horse is running. What a beautiful sunny day. The flowers are blooming. And the one inside, all he sees is gray hospital. He wants to kill himself. Now the point is that the patients by the window every once in a while get an attack. And the patients are instructed, if the other one gets an attack, they have to press the panic button. So a few times the one by the window got an attack, so he clicked the button, so the nurses come and they revived him. One time he got an attack, and the patients inside say, I don't care, you die. I don't click the panic attack. I want the window for myself. So he waited until he died. Then he pretended he's sleeping. The nurse come. He said, why? Why you didn't click? What happened? He's dead. Oh, I'm sorry to hear this. So what are you going to do now with his bed? He said, we have a huge line of patients waiting for a room. From the emergency room. He said, no, you have to move me to the window. I'm here for months already. I'm coming first. He said, no problem. You want the window, you get the window. So she said, okay, let me push you to the... She moved the bed there. She pushed his bed. She switched between the bed. She goes out. He comes. You see a hallway in the hospital. There's no park, no nothing. It's a hallway. People cleaning the hospital, doctors walking down. So he said to me, I can't believe it. All these months, he eats my heart. And it's really nothing. He wanted to be a wise guy. That's what cost him his life. Rav Tzvi, Rabbi Hirsch, Misalant, his wife has a cleaning lady. And an expensive jewel disappeared. Expensive jewel. So she suspects the cleaning lady. So she begins to scream at her. She say, Christina, where is the jewel? She gets angry now, Christina. No, senora, it's not me, it's you. I'm calling the police. That. She doesn't give up. She cries, the cleaning lady. So he said to her, you're not allowed to do what you do. The rabbi said to his wife. So she said to him, why? The only one was in the house is her. There's no breaking in. For sure it's her. So he told her, if you take her to court now, to Beit Din, can you prove it's her? You can't prove. You have a reasonable suspicion, but you can't prove it's her. So the law is, if you can't prove it's her, you cannot intimidate her by telling her all these things. Because so far she has a reputation of a clean person. She's not a suspect. I mean, she's a suspect, but she's not a thief yet. Can't prove it. After a few weeks, the suspicion increased a lot. She saw her behaving weird, looking around, this. So she saw something is fishy about her, so she decided to take her to Beit Din. So in the morning, she gets dressed. So she sees Rav Hirsch is also putting his jacket, his hat. And she said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to the Beit Din with you. So she said, oh, you don't have to bother. I know how to make my point. So he told her, no, I'm not coming for you. I'm coming for Christina. I want to represent her in a case, in a Beit Din. It's really happened, in the truth. Why? He said the Torah say, there's mitzvah that called Ptach Picha Lailem. Use your mouth for the mute. Who said that? Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon in Mishlei 31. How you say Mishlei? Proverbs? Proverbs. One day I'll learn English. The question is when. Proverbs. So it says, if a person is unable, he doesn't have a specific talent, Shlomo HaMelech say, volunteer to do it for him. He can talk for him. He doesn't know computer, suggest your help. He doesn't know certain things, help him. You know, one of my best friends is a Hasid. He's much older than me. But we became very, very good friends. We're very different. I'm Israeli, from Israel. He's a Hasid. He's also from Israel. But Hasidim, they have their own world. They come from a different kind of world. Can be 5 blocks away from you, but there's really nothing in mutual between your way of life to them. But how I met him when I used to work for the bank 22 years ago. He opened a store in Monsey. Monsey, that's a takeout business, Ashkenazi food for Shabbos. His main days of the week were Thursday and Friday. That's where he sells most of the food for Shabbat. So after I met him, I saw he's a Chassid. He came from Israel. He doesn't know English. Him and his wife, such nice, humble tzaddikim, innocent people. You know, the kind of people that if a crook pass by, their life is over. Right? The way he detects them as an easy target. Very easy to fool them because they're so naive and honest. Their mind is so clean that they're not even aware of all the dirt in this world. That's how it was when I met with them. So I started to see, I'm sitting in this place, I'm visiting. Every time I'm there, I see all kinds of sleazy people coming, stealing food, taking food, don't pay. All kinds of things like this. Putting in their bag. Unbelievable. So I say to him, what's going on? Of course you're not profitable. All the bloodsuckers are coming to get blood from you. So he said, what can I say? What can I do? I'm going to fight with people? This is what he tells me. So I say to him, don't worry, I have a solution for the problem. I had a friend, he was unemployed. He's a tough Moroccan guy. I say to him, listen, I have a good job for you. You work on the counter, I'll talk to my friend, he'll pay you good. But you don't let anyone take food without permission, steal food, that's it. So he said to me, what do you mean steal food? What, people steal food? I say, yes, that's why you're a bodyguard. Whenever they come, they see you with your anger, they run away. He said, of course, what's the question? This Moroccan guy is straight like this. He never stole a penny in his life. He doesn't take napkin from a store without permission. This is how he is. He has a pinkas. If he borrows $5, he write it down like this. So I put him on a counter. Every day my friend used to call the Hasid, please, take him away from here. The store became a war zone. He tried to protect him, and he kicked all the robbers. And he is so gentle, so he didn't want to fight with all these people who come and steal food. This is how innocent he is. I told him, no, I'm not taking him. So I kept him in the store until all the crooks knew this guy is crazy. You don't want to mess with him. Finally, he started to become profitable. After that, he decided to go into real estate. But of course, he doesn't know anything about business. One day he calls me up. He said, listen, I had some money on the side. I put down payment. And I bought 3 apartments. I said, 3 apartments? Where do you have money from 3 apartments? He said, I didn't pay a penny. I just put a little down payment, and that's it. It's mortgage. The rents cover everything. I don't have one day. I own 3 apartments. So, of course, you know what it is. The broker cheated him. He charged him 3 times on the closing fee, that. The poor guy, after a few months, he got a heart attack. 10 months after he bought this building, the tenants made him problem. There was one Yemenite guy in Yom Tov, shish kebab, in a neighborhood, all the Satmar Hasidim, throwing, screaming. You should see what happened. This Yemenite guy sit like this. You say, it's allowed to make shish kebab on Yom Tov. Why should I care about you? You don't want to cook on Yom Tov. We allowed, I'm a Temani. I want to eat steak on Yom Tov. He has a point. But for them, it's mamash like Chilul Shabbat. They don't want to see this in their neighborhood. So they call my friend, what did you brought us here? He said, well, Hashem saved me, got a heart attack. From all the pressure. So he got a heart attack. So he's now not paying the mortgage already, 2 months. So the broker calling him up, what are you doing? You're not paying already first year. Everyone put pressure on him, and his business is about to collapse completely. So I said, this pasuk, Ptach picha lailem. It's better I get involved here before he's going to be on the street, poor guy. And he has an autistic kid on top of everything. I said, I got to save this guy. I can't sit here and do nothing. So I'm thinking what to do. How I get him out of this problem. He went and signed. Someone convinced him to buy apartments. All of a sudden, he calls me up. Listen what the story is. He calls me up. He said, good news. I say, what good news? He said, the broker that made me the mortgages, he paid this month's mortgage for me at the bank. As soon as I heard that, I say, good. Has to be something fishy here. The broker comes and pays for him. What the broker cares about him? Right away, I call my friends in the real estate office here. I call him up. I say, Ziv, one question. Give me what reason a broker has to come after 10, 11 months and pay the customer mortgage that the customer didn't pay. So he told me, after 1 year, the bank cannot take back the commission. Up to a year, if the customer don't pay at least 1 year, they can charge back all the commissions. So he realized they're about to charge him probably $20,000, $30,000 to return his commission. So he figured, I'll pay $3,000 commission, and we'll go after 1 year, and then I'll get my commission. So right away, I had him in my hand, because I already knew. So I said, listen to me. I'm calling now the bank, and I tell them everything. I say, you're the one who paid the commission. I get you into a lot of problems. You got to get him out of the deal. Talk to my boss. His boss is in Brooklyn. I got them all very nervous. I say, I'm going to shut your office. You got to get him out of the deal. You cheated him. You stole from him. You charged him 3 times more. He got a heart attack. Somebody has to save him. So no matter what they did, I said to him, listen, tomorrow morning, if you don't give him $20,000 and release him from all the mortgages and take the apartment for yourself, I'm going after your office. I'll put all of you in jail. Okay. Where do you want to meet? We made a date. It was somewhere not far from Monsey, a heart of a neighborhood of Hasidim. I went there, and with him, but you know him, he's like such a shy person. They all were cursing me in Yiddish. They brought the whole neighborhood. You should see the event over there. I'm sitting by the table like this, and I said to the lawyer, did you bring the check? He looks at that, said, tell him to write the check before I have to go. Quickly, if I go, it will be double. Give him the money, show me that you release him from the deal, everything, give him the money. They started to cry over there. And my friend said to me, I have to go to my car. I feel I'm getting another heart attack. Because they were cursing in Yiddish, but I don't understand why they're cursing me. He understands. So I say, okay, go to the car. I got him the money back. I got him out of the deal. Then he said to me, listen, I got a heart attack. I lose the business. I brought him a customer for the business. The customer didn't have enough money to buy the store. I gave him a loan with no interest. Everything. Finally, he came out of it. He found a job in yeshiva, and his life got saved. And then he became, after that, my best friend. So many favors I needed every time, because we have connection. I call him up. You have an idea what to do? Right away, he gets me this guy, this guy. Whatever you do for others, in the long run, is always you do for yourself. 100%, 100%. You do for others, you do for yourself. Before we finish, one more thing. You know, there's a rule in the life of a person. The more he desires something, not everything you desire the same. The more you desire certain things, when you get it, your happiness is bigger. If you desire something that worth $100, once you get it, you're happy a little bit. But if you desired a very, very nice fancy car, and you got it, you are much happier than the $100. If you desire a house, and you finally got it, you're much happier. If you're single and you wanted this wife, this woman to be a wife, you're after her for years, you try, one day she say, you know what, I thought about it, it's a good idea. So the more you desire that, when you get it, your happiness for the achievement is greater. So far, everything clear? This is all correct when it comes to something physical, something of this world. When it comes to something spiritual, like a mitzvah, you have a mitzvah in front of you. Like, let's say you save the life of a person. You save the life of a person. Or you got an orphan to get married. A boy or a girl, they didn't have who to marry them. They don't have parents. Or you helped a widow. You feel wonderful. You feel wonderful about it. Even though you did not desire it at all. You didn't sit home and say, oh, my dream is to help a widow. It's not something you desired. Oh, my dream is to marry an orphan. It cost you fortune. You're not sitting and desiring it. In life of the physical world, you're only happy to achieve something if you have a desire for it. Somebody give me gefilte fish. A ton of gefilte fish for free. I'm not happy. Give me 1 pound of chicken cutlet, I'm much happier than a ton. Why? This I desire, this one I don't. Obvious, no? But when it comes to mitzvot, even you didn't desire it. You never thought. But now you have an opportunity and you did it. You feel wonderful. Regardless of how much desire you had for it. What's the proof? You may say, okay, but you're happy that the widow got the help. That's why you're happy. Not because of the mitzvah. You're happy that the orphan finally had a marriage. So the answer is, how can you prove that the happiness is because of the mitzvah and not because of what came out of it? Can you tell for sure that the happiness that you have by feeding a poor person or by helping someone who in a need, Can you tell for sure that the happiness that you have is because you had an opportunity to do this mitzvah? Or are you basically happy that someone stopped to suffer? What do you think? No. The answer is you're happy that you did the mitzvah. Why? Because if somebody else would do it, you wouldn't be that happy. You're happy. Okay, Baruch Hashem, someone else helped the orphan to get married. But it doesn't bring you the same joy. But when you did it, you feel wonderful. You feel wonderful. That's why I even look at myself. Every Jew that becomes religious, I'm very happy to hear. This guy became Baal Tshuva, makes me very happy. This one became religious. Wow, really? Wow, Ishtabach Shimo. I'm very happy. For him, for Hashem. But when I make him religious, I'm a million times happier. It's the same thing. What difference does it make who? Me or him or her or somebody else? If somebody else make him, I'm very happy. No, Baruch Hashem, one less Mechalel Shabbat. Less Tzar LaHashem. Of course I'm happy. But when I do it, not only I'm happy, it's like chills all over the body. Excitement, wonderful feeling. And even after 20 years that it's getting done every hour, it's still the same excitement from the actual mitzvah. This is the proof what's the power of the mitzvah, and it's the food of the soul. That's what the soul desires. This is a proof that we have spirituality in life, in case somebody asks you. And what's the proof that there is Yetzer Hara? How can you prove that you have Yetzer Hara? We constantly say, evil inclination, Yetzer Hara, I'm sorry, Rabbi, Yetzer Hara. So one person come and say, enough with this, no Yetzer Hara. It's all made up. There's no Yetzer Hara. So what do you say? How do you prove to a person that there is Yetzer Hara? I'll give you two proofs, and we'll finish with that.
We will.
I'll give you two proofs. It says like this. A person in Yom Kippur, during the day, 2 o'clock, is very hungry. He keep looking at the clock. No. Wow, another 7 hours and I'll die now. Without my coffee, headache. Those who smoke, they're already counting. No, when will I light the cigarette already? Everyone standing and praying. Chatanu lefanecha, Hashem el rachum v'chanun, but his head is on the plate. The shakshuka tonight, the olive oil with the hummus. That's what he's thinking. I would give $1,000 for a good glass of beer now, or water. That's how an ordinary person, all day, no, when is going to be over? Another hour was the longest hours of my life. As soon as Yom Kippur is over, everyone stand by the parking lot, Shana Tova, Chatima Tova. No one is in a rush. Every year I wonder to myself, all these people are dying to eat already. As soon as you allow it, no pressure anymore. No pressure. Why? You're allowed now. Of course. When it's not allowed, you're dying for it. It's called Maim Gnuvim Im Taku. When it's allowed, no, nothing. Now I'll give you another proof. They made a test. They took 2 identical women, twins, completely identical, 2 beautiful ladies, same face, same body, even same clothing they put. And they went with guys, and they asked him, which one of the 2 you want? One is married, one is single. Almost all the people were attracted to the married one more. Why? They have the same copy machine. 1, 2. Buy one, get one free. This one, don't buy one. You have the free one. Available. Everyone was attracted to the married one. They answered. They knew. Married, single. Why is it? Because the way of the Yetzer Hara always to push you to the deepest hole. If he can push you in a 5-foot hole or 15, of course he wants the 15. However, he knows you. He's an angel. Sometimes, in order for him to find you in a 15, he has to go through the 5. First, he pushes you to one thing, and another thing, and another thing, until you don't recognize yourself anymore. And by the time you wake up, you say, you know what, you're right. Look what became out of me. And it's already too late, because you look at what way you have to come back, you give up. That's called lapeta chatat rovetz. You just open an opening to the Yetzer Hara, that's it, he's in. Once he's in, he kills you from inside. And I have a nice mashal on it. A parable. One stingy person is so stingy, he doesn't even want to rent an apartment. He has a supermarket, and he goes to sleep on the back storage on the flour bags. That's his bed. But he's a wealthy person. He owns a business. One day he comes to the Shadchan. He said, listen, I'm getting older, and I'm not getting any offers for shidduchim. Why are you not setting me up with anyone? So the Shadchan said, let's be honest. Who's going to take you? It's so cheap, you don't even rent an apartment. Where are you going to bring your wife? To live between the flour and the sugar? So he said, you're right. What do you suggest? He said, get at least a house, an apartment, rent something. So he said, okay. So he looks for an ad. He finds an old man and an old woman. Their children is out of the house. They're looking to rent a room in their house. How much they want for the room? $700 a month. So he comes. The man comes with his cane. Can I help you? He said, I came to rent the room. So I show him the room. He said, let me ask you a question. I don't really want the room. I only want to rent the bathroom. So the old man said to him, excuse me? He said, what do you care? I'll give you $150 for the bathroom. So he said to him, what? You want to sleep in a bathroom? So what are you asking too many questions? You want this whole room for $700? I'm taking this tiny room for $150. He looks at his wife. He said, you know what? Better something than nothing. He said, okay, if that's what you want, fine. He thought maybe he's going to come once a day to use the bathroom he needs. Okay, take. Here is the key. So what did he do? He took a cat. He killed the cat. He stuck on the wall a big nail, and he hung the cat on the wall, the dead cat. So the old man, after a few hours, he begins to smell what's going on. He comes to it. Excuse me, you alive? Say, hey, I thought I bought some privacy here. But what's going on over there? He said, listen, I pay you rent. We made a contract. I can do whatever I want. You're not allowed to enter here. So the smell became worse by the hour. Slowly, slowly, the old man and the woman moved to the next room to escape from the smell. They move and move until they slept in the backyard. And then they couldn't take the smell. So what happened? They left the house. They left the house. He took the cat. He put it outside, threw it in the garbage, and he occupied the home. So this is the mashal. This is the parable. What's the message here? What's the moral of the story? This is the way the Yetzer Hara is. This is the way the evil inclination is. In the beginning, you only take 1 inch from you. A little bit. Then it expands. A little more. One more room you occupied. One more room. One more room. One more room. It's over. By the time you realize, you're gone. That's the way it works. So smart person, when he begins to see he's falling, first step, he scream, alert! Put somebody, watch me, see something is not right, right away, wake me up. The Gaon Mivilna hired the Magid Miduvna, 2 biggest rabbi in Europe, to be his guard, policemen. Now I'm going to send you with a question home. You have to bring me the answer next week. The Torah says there are 4 different kinds of keepers. You give your friend something to keep, he keeps it for free for you. You give somebody something to keep, he keeps it, but you pay him for the service, like storage. You pay him for guarding it. Somebody who rents something, he automatically has the obligation to keep. If something happened to it, you have to pay. You're renting. And a borrower. You borrow something from your friend to use. You lend. He lends you something. Which one has the biggest responsibility? The borrower. If you ask to borrow something, no matter what happened to it, you have to pay. Unless if it's a horse and he's 95 years old, and anyway, he already went 20 years over the limit, any moment he's supposed to die. So when you ride on him on the street, he fell and died. That's it. It's called meta michamat melacha. That's it. It's a way of life. But other than that, any accident, robbery, whatever, you borrow, you have to pay. Now, you have shomer chinam. You give somebody something to take to Israel, and somebody stole it from him on a plane. So you say, you have to pay me. Say, I'm sorry, I did you a favor. Does he have to pay or no? Depend. If he did not neglect his mission, which means he watched it the best possible way, and some professional crook somehow took it from his pocket, could have happened to the owner of the diamond or the money. He did everything. He put it in his jacket, everything. Somebody somehow took it away. Then he doesn't have to pay. He swears that he did not neglect the keeping, which means he did not pasha, and doesn't have to pay. But if he left the jacket on a chair and went to the bathroom in a plane, and when he came back it's gone, he has to pay. He has to pay, even if he does you a favor. By doing someone a favor, you accept responsibility. But if he paid him, listen, I'm giving you $20 to transfer this diamond to Israel. Here, I'm paying you for your service. Even if he did not neglect, he still have to pay. Why? Because he gets paid. So remember, if your friend owns a storage and you put something in a storage for free, he did not charge you. If somebody broke into his storage and stole it, he doesn't have to pay you. You lost it with him. He lost what he lost, you lost what you lost. That's it. But if you paid him, even $1 a month, you paid him, whatever happened to it, he has to pay you. Remember so far the difference? Now I want to ask you a question. Reuven gave Shimon something to guard for 1 week. But he passed from the house of Shimon and he saw Shimon is not watching it. He left it on his backyard. Everyone who passed by can steal it. And he's thinking to himself, I don't understand. I am paying him $100 to keep it in his house for 1 week. And I see he doesn't even care about it. I'm not going to pay him a penny. By the end of the week, he come to collect it. He said, give it to me. So Shimon said to him, give me the $100. He said, I'm not paying you a penny. He said, why? We agree that I watch it for you for a week, and you give me $100. He said, exactly. That you watch it for me, but you did not watch it. You just left it. You didn't care about it. That's why I'm not paying you. I was willing to pay you $100 to watch it, but you didn't watch it. You took your chances. I don't want a guard like that. So Shimon answered him, excuse me, my friend. What do you care how I guard it? Once I agree to accept $100, it made me shomer sachar. It made me obligated to pay any damage. I'm like an insurance company. What do you care if it gets stolen or not? If it gets stolen, it's my problem, not yours. I have to pay you the full price. So what do you care? You are paying me insurance. You're paying me, once you pay me, if something happened to it, I'm responsible for the whole thing. That's why you have to pay me. This question came to the Jewish court. When the Torah says shomer sachar has to pay, someone who keep for money, he must pay if it got stolen from him, even if he did not neglect the keeping. So he's automatically binded for the value of the product. So the question is, what are you really buying by giving something to your friend and paying him money? Are you really paying him for keeping, or are you paying him for the insurance that if something happened to the product, he insured it and he pays you the full price? Do you understand why it's important to know? Because if you're paying for the actual keeping, if he did not keep 100%, you can come to Beit Din and say, I don't have to pay him. He did not do what we agreed on. If the Torah meant that you pay him for the insurance, doesn't matter how he watch it. That's his chances. Once I'm binded to pay you in case it get lost, then from now on it's my business, not yours. You can sleep home. You get paid one way or the other. You paid me for insurance and I trust Hashem. What do you think the answer is? You give me the answer, Bezrat Hashem, next week. If you know it now, you can say now. You're going to remember Rabbi Hananiah ben Akash.